What's up, man?
1 sec, not yet.
Oh.
Okay. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
We're back.
We're so back. I feel like we can keep that part in. The screen recorder will just pop up. Right?
Yeah, as I tap my head,
Yeah.
the screen record appears.
That'd be cool. Maybe we can make it dance in.
So what, are you pouring water into our cups? What is this?
I'm going to have you guess.
Okay.
Oops.
Well, my first guess was water.
Well, that was obviously not correct, considering I said we were making drinks.
Mm-hmm. Am I on a tropical island? Is that...
You are indeed on a tropical island, my friend. This is...
Not Malibu. It's
No Malibu.
It's going to be like peach vodka or something.
Whoa. That's interesting.
No, it's a White Claw. With something else.
You're close.
With some kind of seltzer.
Technically, no.
Not seltzer. What?
It's like the fancy White Claw.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what it is.
No,
They don't sponsor us. It's fine.
I don't know the name.
High Noons.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Because that's technically vodka. Like
It's
true
High
vodka,
Noon. Okay.
With some more vodka.
Some more vodka. Stronger High Noon.
And then the tiniest pinch of Dr. McGillicuddy's peppermint schnapps.
Ah, okay.
So that's what gave it that like minty island vibe as opposed to just the straight up island vibe.
Not Rumpelmints.
Not Ruppelman's, no.
Okay.
Dr. McGillicuddy's.
Should I learn
He's a
to-
doctor. You could look him up. You're on
Doctor,
screen
I am
duty
on.
tonight.
Oh man, I'm not used to
I got
it.
the night off, baby. I'm monitoring the audio. I got us.
Gillicuddy.
We're not gonna fuck this up for you guys. We've been,
Especially after a month off.
Yeah, we owe
Back for real.
a juicy episode for y'all. And
Yeah, secrets will be revealed on this episode.
Eddie might take his shirt off. Just stay tuned for the
My
30-minute
pants
mark.
are already off.
He hasn't worn pants for a single episode. People don't know that.
They've definitely. I've stand up at some of them.
I
Surely.
feel like, for the most part, actually, I don't know if I've ever stood up for an episode. Because you always do the camera before and after.
But no, you got up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
did
at least
that.
once.
At least once. I think
Yeah.
only once, honestly.
I think only once.
Got a pretty strong bladder. How's your bladder game overall?
Sucks.
Really?
I don't think it's not bad. I can hold it for a long time. But you know when you're in the urinal and some dudes, it's like a like I just don't have that force behind it.
Is it like a dribble every
It's
time?
not a dribble either. It's just not. You know, it's not as manly as some of the other peas I've heard in the thing.
In the game?
Yeah, it's not a child. It seems healthy, but it's not.
It doesn't sound particularly
I'm not getting
healthy.
distance. I think it's more likely the other guys are unhealthy.
You think
It's
they're
like
just
fire hose.
more hydrated than you?
Oh no, it's more like they've spent their lives drinking and they have a super expanded bladder.
I mean, it's not like it's every time. Like sometimes if I don't really have to pee before bed, but I just want to pee, it's a dribbler. But if I drink a bunch of water, I'm drinking a bunch of beer, that's when it's a fire hydrant.
Yeah, I
like
guess so.
It's not
I don't know.
specific to my, or it is specific to my previous
Yes.
liquid intake. I was going to say it's just like it's more of a situational thing. But, definitely have peed with velocity. I love peeing with
Peed
velocity.
with velocity in the past. I think maybe I'm just being very specific with my
Was it
urine complaints.
One time where this guy just beasted you up at the urinal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Urinals are kind of weird. It's like, I guess it makes sense from just a pee as much as possible, get as many bodies in there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just making us whip our dicks. Like, you see so much random dick at a urinal. I guess you're supposed to be locked in, but it's just inevitable.
Yeah, you choose how much dick you see.
For sure. But like, some of them are pretty close.
The decision you make. You're like,
I mean, it's like some dudes just whip, round. Like, it's not like a sauna.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always like, I guess little kids, they don't really matter. But I feel like they're always just.
You definitely don't look at the little kids, dude. What are you talking about?
they're fucking the ones that just have like their pants around their ankles and the dads are like standing behind them.
And then they hold their t-shirt up
Yeah.
like this. And they're like,
Oh, so who's looking now? You
well,
freak.
it's just
You
that's
have
the-
examples?
That's how Butters pees in South Park. His pants around his ankle. And
You're like, oh, it's just a
he
cartoon.
lifts up. Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Ah, yes. Stronger high noon. What is that, 2 p.m.?
Highest noon.
It's the strongest version of high noon.
High noon is just stronger in like Arizona.
Yeah. This is the Texas sun.
The true high noon. Where's the sun the strongest?
The equator.
Like where specifically? What part of the equator?
All the same.
It's
The equator is the point on the globe that's closest to the sun as it spins.
I thought the equator was like more of a line.
It is a line going circularly
And it's
around the globe.
Same. There's no particular place that has a higher temperature than others.
The Earth's a sphere, so as it spins,
but like,
there's going to be a line.
Maybe
that's
there's
closest.
somewhere on the equator that's a little higher up than another place in the equator.
Would that be hotter or colder higher up?
I would assume hotter.
Cool.
Well, it's
Iron Man has a freezing problem when he gets up
Don't
there.
act like you're the one. I'm still asking the question, which proves that there is possibly a place that's hotter. Like, what's the hottest fucking place?
All right, well, let's look it up.
Yeah. I'm trying to prompt you. I know you're new to this computer guy stuff.
I don't like being the computer guy. It's Death Valley holds the record.
Holy shit.
So you want to be low, I guess.
Well, we don't know. Maybe Death Valley's an oxymoron. It's like a peak.
Well, it's definitely I'm sure it's a valley.
It's like a giant mountain.
In 1913, it reached 134.1 degrees Fahrenheit.
That was like the hottest it got, or the average?
Nope, that's what it reached.
You have to read out loud so that they can see it.
Oh my god, dude! Fucking. I'm not forward to being a Google guy. On the 10th of July, 1913, temperatures at the aptly named Furnace Creek area in California desert reached a blistering 56.7 degrees Celsius, parentheses, 134.1 degrees Fahrenheit.
End parentheses. I appreciate going for the European method first, because I think that's where most of our fan base lies.
Yeah,
right?
in Europe.
In the depths of Europe.
They want the conversion.
That's hot as fuck.
134. I mean, it's hot. I don't know why, but I thought it would be hotter. Right?
Really?
Because, like, Stanford has broken 100.
Yeah.
Stanford, Connecticut, in the time we've been alive.
I mean,
I thought it would be more than a
years.
30-degree difference. Maybe, obviously I'm wrong, but I thought it would just be a bigger... I thought maybe we could see some 150s.
I just feel like you're underestimating the difference 30 degrees would make for the actual temperature. Because that's...
Well, I've been in, like, 100 and... I've been in hotter temperatures in a sauna, right? Sauna temperatures.
Yeah, but imagine living in a sauna.
A sauna is 155 degrees, at least.
Again, you can't live. You spend like an hour in a sauna, you die. You spend like, what, 10 minutes in the sauna? 15 minutes?
Yeah, like 20 minutes.
You're naked?
No, yeah, 134 is the hottest ever recorded. We got to step this up. We got to start driving diesels. I want to see this at 150 by the end of the decade.
Yeah, I mean, saunas are expensive. It would be nice to just have a free sauna here and there. Just head over. Where's Death Valley? Arizona?
California.
California.
Yeah.
Where in California? Huh.
Death Valley on a map.
There we go.
It's like southeast California.
It's like right next to Las Vegas. It kind of looks like.
Yeah. It's
or near it.
A little tiny bit of it dips into Nevada.
Yes.
There we go. So if you're looking for somewhere to die and you want it to be low down.
That's the hottest place on Earth, Death Valley?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
That is crazy.
The USA got that one.
Uh-huh. And
I would not have guessed USA.
Here's something else crazy about this hottest temperature. It happened in the early 1900s.
And we haven't hit it then?
Yeah, that's what it says. Length of record, 1911 to present.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. And they're saying global warming?
Yeah, well, they switched it to climate change, I think, because it's not so obvious, but also, I don't know.
I do believe in climate change, to be fair.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
It's changing. I don't like the whole tax fossil fuels to stop it. I think that's the wrong way to go.
You just hate Greta Thunberg.
I hate her so much, dude. Fucking she doesn't have to go to school. I spent so much time in school. She got to like party it up with like presidents and stuff.
I don't think she's partying though. I think she's doing more boring stuff.
Look, she hasn't stopped, so she's obviously enjoying it.
I mean, or she's passionate.
Yes, she gets to follow her passion. Like, we're not disagreeing.
Yeah, no, but it's not
No
like
school. Imagine going through high school, no school. You just, oh, sorry, I'm actually taking a private jet to complain about too many flights.
But I gotta like study on the fucking plane. Yeah.
I don't think she did much
And I know, I'm
studying.
pretty sure she takes like boats and she does the alternative travel. Dude, yeah, that's like her big thing, or at least it was. She was
Should
like,
Google, has Greta taken
make
a
sure,
private?
are you screen recording each tab or?
I'm whole screen.
Oh, dude,
I'm going
locked
crazy.
in. This guy's cooking right now.
Okay, so there's no evidence that she owns a private aircraft.
All right, thank
But
God.
I think that when you're taking that stance, it's probably you're like, I've flown on a lot.
Definitely no evidence that I own a
Greta,
private jet.
do you fly regularly on private jets? I do not own a private jet.
I guess if she's getting asked though, yeah, I don't. It's not like a private jet. You have to own one to fly it, usually.
No, you can rent them.
Yeah, but like that's not
I think that's super common.
efficient.
I don't know. You tell me about the world of private jets. I really have no idea.
Yeah, after the show, I don't want everyone else to hear.
Uh-huh.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me in for real. Dude, my father flew on a private jet recently because one of his clients was going the same place he was. And he just kept sending us photos the whole time.
The whole
He's
flight.
like, look at this. Look at this. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd probably do the same thing.
For sure.
Definitely take a ton of photos.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Are you allowed to smoke on a private jet? I guess.
God, I guess, that depends if you're renting or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not if you're renting it.
Yeah, I would say
Probably
no.
not if you own it too. I imagine
If you
that's
own
like
it,
an FAA.
I think you make the rules.
Pull it up. Ready? I feel like that's against the rules still. The pilot would have like a.
It's the owner or operator who decides if smoking is allowed. Owner's decision, according to the Challenger Jet Charter.
That's kind of cool. Wait, so you can charter a jet, or it's...
Yeah, that's what you'd say if you're chartering one if you don't own it. That's just the name of the website that does this.
Oh, I thought it was
But
like a
it's,
charter. There was like, it's up to us.
It's up to the owner. So that means at any time American Airlines could be like smoking allowed, starting now.
I think you did private jets, if I'm not.
In a private jet.
Yeah, I feel like there's still smoking laws for public
Maybe.
air travel. It's like, I own this bus, light it up, everyone.
And you're not allowed to smoke in the cabin. You can smoke. It's like the pilots can't. You can't.
That's kind of
You can't rip a
bullshit.
heater while you're driving a plane. Probably because they want you to have both hands ready. I would guess.
Why can't they invent some like cigarette thing?
Oh, I bet that exists. Cigarette hat. That's another good.
A cigarette pilot's hat would be sweet
cigarette
and efficient
hat.
and saving. Cigarette hat. Now you're getting a lot of cigarette themed hats.
Yeah. Cigarette
Just get a
holder hat. Come on, I'm imagining like those beer cans, but
Hat.
cigarette style.
Hat for smoking cigarettes. Those kind of just look like on the side.
Close to what I'm imagining.
I mean, it would just be like a string.
Yeah, but it would have to be like a wire to hold it in place. You're like,
Yeah, like a pipe cleaner would do the job.
yeah, dude, we could make. Maybe this is how we make our fortune.
Moose Lounge, cigarette holding hats. Those guys look cool.
Yeah, but none of it.
That
Is
dude-
this not a thing? Is this?
Delete this. Nah. Burn this. If we see one of you motherfuckers, you know, there's
Stealing
definitely
this
a
idea.
cigarette smoking hat out there.
Not one found easily on Google.
So like, just everyone's been building their own. No one's found the
Look at
market.
this guy. He's gone the other direction.
Oh wow,
He's got-
hat for cigarette.
Cigarette hats are awesome.
That's
it says.
actually pretty sweet.
That is sweet.
If I was smoking a cigarette, I don't even smoke cigarettes, but I would be way more inclined to smoke a cigarette if it had a little hat on.
There's another one. This one's got a Yankees hat on it.
Oh, I wouldn't hit that. I would not hit that.
But
Cigarette.
then eventually you get to burn the Yankees hat. as
I
you
would.
finish
I
your
would
cigarette.
step on the cigarette afterwards. Someone else smoking. If someone handed me a Mets cigarette, I would crush it. Like, not even caring that it was a cigarette in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so blind to sports love. Like, if someone was like, "Do this Mets heroin," I'd be like, "Yeah, for the Mets." You know,
Mets.
Miracle Mets.
No, I would not do Mets heroin.
If someone told me smoking, if I was guaranteed a Mets World Series win, but they said I had to take like one hit of crack, I don't think I'd do heroin. I would smoke crack for the Mets to win.
That's an interesting line to draw.
I feel like the needle, and I don't know. I would get really freaked out about that. And heroin, the effects of heroin seemed awful. Like I don't know.
I heard it's great. People love it so much. They love it more than everything else in the world. Like,
yeah, I mean, but like, if I'm just not trying to do it because I'm looking to get addicted to drugs, I guess no one does drugs to get addicted. Maybe some people do, but you know what I mean. Like, if it's like I have a ulterior motive here, I can imagine I could beat crack addiction better than heroin addiction.
But like, you're just guessing. Maybe you're a crack guy, right? Like, I imagine there's a type.
Yeah. I think I'd be more.
Well, there's that Columbia professor that does heroin and stuff. You know about him? Mm-mm. There's this dude. His name is not Kevin Hart, but it's something really close to that.
Does he
Carl
smoke
Hart?
It, or does he inject it?
Drugs? Yeah, Carl Hart.
Oh, I have seen him.
Yeah, so I think he does the whole shebang, and then what he does is then he weans himself off. It feels almost like he's rubbing it in the face of addicts. Like, you guys aren't even trying.
This shit's easy.
I've been addicted to heroin 7 times.
It's kind of a funny thing to say. It's like, you can't say you've been not addicted to heroin if you keep going back to heroin, beating it 7 times.
It's kind of like, you know how in high school they'll sometimes bring in a school speaker to discuss like the dangers of drugs, but then it's a former drug addict that's like gotten his life together, and it's
always,
like so they're like, oh hey, drugs are bad. To prove it to you, here's a guy, he did so many drugs and it worked out just fine. He's doing great.
We actually paid him a shit ton of money.
Yeah. And then he's like super successful. I got my own business. I'm like, fuck man, this is an ad for cocaine.
It's a good point. Yeah. They are always. They need to bring in some. Well, isn't that like kind of the scared straight approach? Is more of a.
Yeah, they need a current drug addict. Being like, this will be you.
It's true. They need both. They need the guy that like. Because what if there are people that are doing drugs that they need to turn around? That's where the success story is like.
Yeah,
there's still hope for
that's
you.
Who that guy should go to.
So that's why they bring both. They bring the current drug addict and the success story, so that it's like, don't be me. But if you already are me, you could still be.
But if you've never done drugs, you can't see the drug guy that's successful, because then you're like, oh man.
No, I think
this won't work.
As long as the bad one is just so bad, it's fine.
But it's like, but then you have some ambitious kid who's like, if I can make it through that, I can see the other side.
The dude who makes it has to be. You know, he was like, yeah, I dabbled in drugs.
Yeah, and he has to have, like, maybe if he's lost an arm to drugs, because, you know, he wrestled an alligator.
Yeah, or, like, his dick. He just says he lost his dick.
He just says it.
Yeah, because then everyone's going to be like, oh, that doesn't seem worth it. He's like, I'm super successful, though. you can do all that. Losing an arm. Would you rather lose an arm or your penis?
Arm.
Yeah, 100%.
Last thing I would lose is my penis.
Both legs? You'd rather lose both legs than your penis?
100%.
Oh, I think you could, I don't know. Both
I would lose all 4 limbs before penis.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You'd be a vegetable with a penis?
Yeah.
That's a crazy take.
Dude, we talked about this last time. Stephen Hawking got laid.
I know, but like he had a brain.
Almost
like a super
less
brain. No. He has way more going for him than you do. Like, you're not gonna be fucking Stephen Hawking. You're gonna be.
If I could do nothing else, who knows?
Your comedy might skyrocket. Honestly,
they love me on Kill Tony. Then I have a disability.
Especially if they're like, you chose to keep your penis over the 4 limbs.
Yeah.
That would be a hilarious surgical situation. For that to be the case.
Yeah, what is the situation where that's the choice you're making?
Save your penis
like,
or your...
Somehow all of your limbs have fused to your cock. We have to pick one.
No, I'm thinking more of like a time issue.
We don't have to save one? You've had just 5 spider bites, 1 on each limb and 1 on your penis.
Yeah, I guess realistically, if all things got injured, both arms, both legs, and your penis, and the doctor's like, what do you want me to start first? You'd probably say your penis.
For sure.
But looking back, if they could have saved all 4, well, that's not really a perfect situation, because I'd be like, give me 2 legs, penis, arm, and then if I lose an arm, that's fine.
I would go penis first, then 1 leg, then 1 arm. Because I think if you have one of each, you can still kind of manage, you know?
Oh, I don't know.
I would go penis, leg, arm. That would be I think that'd be my thing. I don't know, though. Maybe you want penis, arm. God, dude.
Yeah, because if you don't have an arm, what are you going to do with your penis? Like, you're not going to get laid.
Prosthetics are so good now. You see the ones where, like,
I'm talking your chops, like, at the...
But I think even there, they can...
I think you need, like, a little... I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe by the time you have this horrific penis arm accident, but I'm pretty sure you need some sort of stubs. And dude, 4 prosthetics, that'd be crazy. You'd need like so much balance.
Look at this guy dabbing with his fake arm.
He's got one arm.
And it's not slowing him down as
All
he dabs.
4, dude, I don't think they're really out there. The quadriplegic jerker offers. I mean, you definitely would get a lot of sympathy laughs. Okay.
She is part of her legs, though. Or are those prosthetics? I can't tell. They're out there, dude. Look at this.
She kind of looks sick. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would... If the question is losing all 4 limbs or penis, you can get a prosthetic penis.
But the whole thing is the penis. Half of it is that the penis feels good and works. And like,
yeah, but my legs work.
But I want to do it.
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
Will you guys drop in if anyone's still listening?
Yeah.
Please let us know what you would choose. That is really a tough question, though. What do you think girls would choose? Like,
That's a good question. I don't know.
how do you lose your vagina?
Well, for them, it's hard to say an equivalent for them because
we're exposing our lack.
Guys have to enjoy it to procreate. Women don't have to make that choice, which is usually a negative. In this situation, it's a better one.
God, you just love
what
towing that line.
I'm not towing a line. That's objectively true. Like a dude can't come.
Yes,
I guess
you can.
Not if you don't. Not if nothing feels good. I guess we did. Were we talking about the guy that masturbates without touching?
His mind, yeah.
Maybe with that, if you have that ability.
And you can get like grief raped, kind of.
What are you talking about now? Now you've lost me.
Not
grief rape. What?
You're not like enjoying it, but you could still come. I think as a guy, I bet
not if you don't have a penis.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you said enjoying it. You said guys have to enjoy it to procreate.
To come, to like get the semen out.
Not necessarily is what I'm saying. Like you can jizz. People like pre-cum when they're not like enjoying it. It just happens. Like you can nervously come.
What?
I've never nervously come.
You come when you're nervous? You're like public speaking.
Look it up. Look it up. Well, like that's what I'm saying. People have like weird kinks.
Oh God, my mom's gonna find my weed.
I failed another math test.
I was gonna see my report card.
Yeah, dude, I bet you that's the thing. Nervous cum. Well,
so you're just guessing? You're just fishing right now?
I feel like I've heard it in like past time.
Sure. You've heard of it? Oh, education. Whoops.
It's like, wait, there's a name for it? Education.
Being anxious about getting or giving. No, this is such a specific question that it's going to be so hard to get to.
And your search history is going to be very confusing.
Ejaculation just from being nervous. But it's all going to be like.
Boom.
No.
Premature ejaculation, bro.
But this is not them.
You got to read it out loud so the fans at home.
This is a snippet. It says when a person is anxious, they may involuntarily contract their pelvic floor muscles, which are highly evolved in the ejaculation process. This may cause premature ejaculation.
Is that not what
nowhere? Like your whole point is that they're not enjoying it.
Well, I definitely think you can come without enjoying it.
This is just such news to me. Like, what is the other way?
You're, getting assaulted and you're not sure. You're like Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
I don't think sexually confused and not like, what are you?
I don't know, dude. I just feel like it's possible for sure.
Okay. Well, when you pull it off, you can come back and report
maybe
to us.
someone. I don't want to talk about this right now.
He's made this crazy claim of like.
So what are we talking about today?
We did mention the Bible.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good segue into the Bible.
Into the Bible.
Scared ejaculations.
Well, I'm listening to the Mushroom and the Cross right now.
The hell's that?
It's a book from the 80s. You know about the Dead Sea Scrolls?
No.
Basically, I forget when were the Dead Sea Scrolls
Do you
found.
know about the Dead Sea Scrolls?
I forget when they were found.
Probably in the Dead Sea.
When?
Oh.
So in the 1940s, the late 1940s, they found these caves near the Dead Sea that found the oldest copies of the Bible that we've been able to find.
Okay. How old were they?
They were just over 2,000 years old. Let me just check that.
I didn't know you'd be fact-checking me
approximately 2,000 years old. And so basically what this priest went, and he was a linguist, and he went to like interpret he was part of the team that went to, decipher them all and translate them and whatnot.
Sure.
And he claims that after his examination of these scrolls, that there was actually the translation for like the word Jesus, it was actually a slight mistranslation, and it actually could be referencing a mushroom, and that actually most of the Bible is like encoded language for a cult of fertility surrounded around psychedelic mushrooms. And he was a Catholic priest, and just was well educated in the linguist.
I think he just got horny and was just like, you know what?
It's a weird way to get horny and write a book. Like, that's not.
Maybe he was just like done. He was like, this is kind of all bullshit. Jesus was a mushroom. What are you? So you team mushroom? Jesus mushroom?
No, I have no idea. I'm listening to it. It's interesting. Also, not the best audiobook. Because a lot of it's like, you can see by the difference in this character from this character, like, they're similar and could mean, and I'm just listening. And then he tries to do the sounds, it's like, instead of, I'm like, oh,
what?
I'm lost on that part. But then he describes what he thinks.
Why
is
are they
different.
doing, it's like a inclusive, or not inclusive, interactive audiobook? Like he's translating a 2,000-year-old like Hebrew script. And so he's saying this character, not character, like symbol, letter, whatever, makes this sound, but it can also be interpreted as this sound, and then he'll do the sounds. But then I'm sure if I could see the letters, I could follow along better. But since I'm just like, yes, the and the I'm very familiar with those sounds, of course. Yeah. Everyday sounds. Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, so he thinks that like this during the time when Christianity was outlawed / Judaism, somewhere in there.
The good old days.
They wrote a lot of the scripture as a way to relay some of the information surrounding their rituals in a covert fashion. Whereas if you were part of the cult, you could decipher it and figure out what it meant. And if you were not, it read as a story of a preacher in the Middle East.
I see.
That's his hypothesis. Yeah.
I like that. We
It's
should
fun.
start talking like that, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Like, we should talk in a code that if it sounds normal to other people, we're just like talking about sandwiches.
I thought you meant we should go around accusing famous documents of actually being about psychedelic mushrooms.
Nah,
the Constitution, that's about drugs, right?
I guess like a code is always supposed to be obviously hidden, but usually when I think of code words, I think of like the eagle has landed. Like, less of a in conversation where you can actually make it sound like something else. But I guess it's kind of easy to do that when you're talking about a cult. So your stories already sound a little ridiculous.
And they're already like, they all memorized all the rituals. It'd be easier for them to spot like, oh, this is this.
Well, it's like, it's convenient that their stories happen to do with psychedelic mushrooms, so they could talk about whatever the fuck they want to make it seem, you're like, yeah, a dude walked on water. They're like, dude, that was supposed to be some good fucking mushrooms.
Well, I think the whole point is they were hiding the psychedelic mushrooms. That's why they use this.
I know, but it's nice that they had that as, like, if we wanted to talk about a code for anything else, it would be a little trickier to find a good alibi, like Jesus.
Like Jesus?
Yeah, like, I guess, like, let's say we want to sell drugs. How would we make it about Jesus?
How would we make it about Jesus?
Yeah.
Like come come shop with us. We'll bring you closer to God. Like, it's very...
No. But, like, that doesn't tell me that... What does that tell me in code?
That we have drugs.
You and I are drug dealers, fellow drug dealers, and we
Okay.
want to, like, have a drug conversation. Like, I picked up a couple disciples this weekend.
Hey, man, you trying to see Jesus?
Now we're talking.
You wanna chat with the Lord?
I brought a good couple of folks down to the beach and had a long chat with the Lord.
I tell you, you might be alone in your room, but you got your 12 disciples with you after you try some of my stuff.
See, now that was 2 on the money.
That's too on the money, too obvious.
Some of my stuff.
Well, it's like, the origin of Santa Claus is similar. Have we talked about this? I bet we
No.
have.
What, he was a drug dealer?
No, so the origin of Santa Claus, if you look up, like, as Google man, if you look up old Christmas cards, or I should say vintage.
You're not really good at this Google stuff, man.
No, I don't like it.
Black
You will
Santa?
often see, which it's not coming up immediately, which is embarrassing, mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Like, mushrooms are a common theme. These are Amanita muscaria mushrooms. And so the hypothesis of one anthropologist is that in Serbia, there was a time where the local shamanic tradition was outlawed. And the shamanic tradition involved the consumption of an Amanita muscaria, these mushrooms. Mm-hmm. And when it was outlawed, the shaman still wanted to distribute these mushrooms on their holidays, whatever. But if they opened the door at night, the light on the snow would alert the authorities that some kind of thing was going on there. But they were in Serbia, so they had these long sloping roofs, and the shaman would go up and drop the mushrooms through their chimney.
That's pretty fire.
To give them to them. But it goes further, the other side. So that's where you get the red and white for Santa Claus and all this stuff, and him coming through the chimney. Another part of their tradition was that reindeer love these mushrooms, and they'll eat them and trip out, and then their urine will be psychedelic, and so they would drink the urine of
drinking
reindeer piss after the reindeer ate it as a way to get high. That's how you get reindeer involved with.
Would you drink reindeer piss?
Santa Claus. If I was raised in Serbia in the year 400,
right now, and I'm
no.
like, it'll get you high.
Right now, no, I would not.
You think you can get sick from it?
It's just gross. Like, I could get high without urine.
Yeah, but not like a reindeer piss mushroom high.
Do you think that's why do you assume it's a better high?
If I was in Serbia and they were like, drink this, you'll get high. It's reindeer piss. I'd be like, yeah.
No, I don't think I would do it.
Really? Even if they did it too?
We'd be like, hey, we've got the mushrooms. We also have reindeer
It's
urine.
like tradition to drink the piss. Like, if you kill like a deer, aren't you supposed to like eat its fucking heart or something, or take a bite of its?
What? Where are you? Like,
you like drink its blood or some bullshit. Like your first kill.
Sure, in the Hunger Games movie, you do that.
I'm pretty sure. I don't hunt, but
or if you're a Native American,
I think Casey had to like drink a little bit of the deer's blood.
I think that they were just fucking with him.
No. Look it up. First kill drinking the deer blood.
And they'll be like, yes, the cannibals in Easter Island.
It's like a common thing. It's respect for the animal. First kill drinking blood.
Is it safe to drink the blood of...
See?
With this, you can cook the hard and eat it. This is Reddit, though. This is no good. Is it common for hunters to drink the blood of their first animal they have ever killed, as depicted in the movie Red Dawn? So we figured out.
What does the internet say?
Deck Travis says, okay, I'll confess. When I have young hunters and they kill their first deer, we help them eviscerate the deer. Now I open a package of cherry Twizzlers. He's fucking with us.
I'm pretty sure Casey had to do that. My roommate, and I've heard it from other people. It's
once the young hunter has Twizzler juice running down both sides of their mouth, they hold the heart, which has been cut up some, in one hand like an apple. They also smear fresh blood on one cheek. We take pictures at the proper angle that leads one to believe. So he's faking the drinking of a...
But imagine 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
20 years? 2004, you think it was really that different?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of shit's different. The internet wasn't nearly as...
I've hunted from the age of 5. We never did such a silly thing with the first kill.
He did it. He says parentheses. We
What?
never did such a thing.
He wants to emphasize never. He's emphasizing how that never happens.
I think he's emphasizing how he did it.
He's like, we never.
Yeah, that's how I read that.
The practice of drinking blood from the first animal killed is not common or traditional ritual among hunters.
Well, now, what are you on?
In movies like Red Dawn, such scenes may be dramatized for effect. This is, Casey was
I
getting
personally
fucked
am
with.
drinking the blood of my first kill.
Okay, and then you're gonna get Lyme disease.
I'm just taking a baby sip. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
it would be kind of gnarly.
Yeah, dude, it's not cooked at all. That's like the worst. Every parasite that they've ever had.
Well, it's fresh blood.
Yes, a fresh parasite. All the parasites are still alive and eager for something living.
Just a sip.
I mean, dude, I won't stop you if that's what you choose to do.
Let us know in the comments if we should be drinking.
We should be drinking
the fresh blood of our first.
I want Deck
non-existing
Travis to explain more about this Twizzler.
Can you comment as a Moose Lounge? Can we sign up for Cure?
I'm sure we could, but I bet this is, when was this?
We don't want to give them our password.
Yeah, 2 years ago. We don't need to do that.
Someone responded to my Reddit comment from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Asking if I ever heard back from like Delta points. I was like, I had to look it up to see if I got the receipt. I was like, I actually did hear back from them. So I'm sure. I've responded to someone. I was like trying to figure out how to open my grinder.
You heard it here first.
It was a weak moment of mine.
A weak moment. This is your strength, Brian.
And
you're now part of the community.
I couldn't open the fucking key part of the grinder, and I was like Googling.
Oh, opening, dude! I thought you meant opening Grinder.
No,
you're like, so I opened Grinder.
How to open my grinder, not a grinder.
Even my Grinder sounds like my Grinder account.
My personal grinder.
Yeah.
This is like a joke? Did you think I was coming out?
I thought you were setting up a joke. Then you kept going.
I'm glad you thought it was a joke and not like a true... I'm going to come out on the podcast to you.
Yeah, right now. And to our 50 listeners.
No.
Okay, so
my actual weed grinder.
Your weed grinder.
But it was a weak moment for me is what I was... That was the joke.
Okay.
Because you get it.
No, I don't get it.
Like, you know, it's not like I smoke weed in weak moments, but I was implying that, like, oh, I smoked weed. It was a weak moment of mine. I really was struggling, so I took to the bong.
Maybe I forget what we were talking about before. What? Keep tie this back in.
We were talking about Reddit and people responding.
Oh, weak moment when you replied to the Reddit comment.
No, I was explaining a different Reddit comment that I had replied to because I was smoking weed and I couldn't open my keef grinder. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to imply that I don't smoke weed that often to you and the viewers by saying it was a weak moment. I was smoking weed.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. You got distracted by thinking I was on a gay porn app.
Did. Yeah.
Gay dating app, not porn. I don't want to piss off our probably 2 gay viewers. And yes, couldn't open my fucking grinder. Went to Reddit. This guy from 12 years ago said to use the bottom of a mouse pad. And it worked so fucking well. I was like stoked. I was trying a bunch of shit like towels, whatever. Bottom of the mouse pad worked immediately. Commented back. I was like, dude, 12 years later, still helping me out. And he responded like 2 months later. It was like, got you, dog. It's like, damn, dude, 12
awesome.
years is a long time to have
Reddit.
Yeah, that was like an OG Reddit user.
Uh-huh.
I'm like kind of new to Reddit. Do you use it?
I use it sometimes.
What's your username, dude? We should be friends.
Edmeister Z. We
The
can be
classic.
pals. I post stand-up clips on there and stuff.
Oh, how do they do?
Some do well. Some get like, 200, 300 upvotes before.
That's good. Where do you post them to?
There's our stand-up and our comedy.
Those are the only 2?
Yeah, there are other places. Those are the ones you want them in. Mm-hmm. And then there's, dude, so when I made my last short film, I posted it in our cinematography. Be like, hey, would love feedback.
I remember that, yeah, actually.
And they all were like, your cinematography blows, but it's funny, man. And then I posted it in our comedy, and they're like, cinematography is amazing, not funny at all. I was like, well, this is...
Is there like an R middle ground?
Yeah, there's not. There's the comedy snobs and the cinematography snobs.
I guess that's who you get on
Yeah.
Reddit. The snobs of every industry.
But for the R cinematography, it was a big post.
I remember them bringing a lot of seemingly productive feedback.
Yeah, it was helpful. Super helpful. And like it was positive, a lot of it.
Oh, I know this is like bad podcast combo, but I was talking to Raj and he was saying how he would be like maybe interested in helping out with some of your audio issues.
Oh yes, he did. But then his suggestion was like, "Oh, I tried that already." And so then I need to get back to him. But
I think he's got some good.
He was
potential.
like, Adobe has this feature where you can use AI to filter for speech, and I have that on mine. The problem is that when you do that, then it kind of flattens the whole audio, so like even your speech sounds muffled. So it's a weird. And anyway, I fixed it. That microphone, that's our backup one, is actually
backup microphone, dude?
It's actually amazing. It's so good. So I'll be using that one in the future.
Cool. We don't have backup microphones because we got this shit on live.
Yeah, because we've nailed this by our 20th episode. We have this down, of course.
Is this really our 20th episode?
I don't know. Or maybe past that.
Yeah, dude, we're kind of a...
We keep taking too many breaks. We gotta stop taking breaks.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy for the last couple times. You know, it's been both ways.
It's been both ways, but you're like, I have 6 hours that the Mets aren't playing this week.
Okay. You ran away to Colorado for a weekend. For comedy, sure.
Trying to get more fans to listen to this.
Were you wearing Moose Lounge merch?
I did when I was at the zoo.
What Moose Lounge merch do you have?
Wasn't wearing the merch, but we were at the zoo and we saw a moose.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, that's the name of my podcast.
That one was
and the guy next to
thrown
me.
at us.
The guy next to me was like, really? And I was like, yeah.
If you didn't say something, that would actually be crazy. There's literally a fucking moose in front. I've seen like a moose my entire life.
Yeah.
And this podcast didn't exist at that time, and I would have mentioned it to someone. That would be nuts.
To not say it. Yeah.
To not mention it. And yeah, I don't know. It's been both ways, but you know, we're busy bees.
Yeah. We got time to buckle down.
Hey.
Make this happen.
Baseball ends in like
5
2 weeks.
years. Oh.
The Mets have not won a World Series since 1986.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
But
I'm also going to the games. It's not like I'm disappearing. I'm like physically.
You know how like when you're born deaf, you don't know what you're missing, so it's not that bad? It's kind of like you with the Mets winning the World Series.
I disagree.
Because you've never had it. So it's like, are you missing anything?
But imagine if like you were born deaf and like randomly in 2015 you were a few outs away of getting hearing, and then they just were like, just kidding, this kid's gonna get hearing instead.
Well, they don't want, deaf people, they'll shun you if you get cochlear implants and stuff.
No, not cochlear implants. Like you were gonna
anything. If you
well,
work
if we're
to
saying
get your
hearing
back,
is the World Series, we were like several games away from winning the World Series in 2015. That would have been like, oh, you were about to get hearing, and now, oh, just kidding. This entire team is gonna get hearing instead. And now being like, wow, 10 years later, I kind of wish we won back then, but I really want it now. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But previous to that, the Mets were fucking buns.
What are their odds of winning?
They
Mets
are probably
odds
like
of winning.
Let me guess.
World Series.
Before you tell me, I'm gonna guess like plus maybe like 1,500, maybe a little less.
Plus 330.
No fucking way.
That's what this says.
I guess yeah. There's only like 5 teams in it.
10 hours as of 10 hours ago.
Are they the favorites? No, the Dodgers. I guess they're the favorites. Wait, the Yankees aren't even on there.
This isn't all the rows.
They're high.
Mets have second best World Series odds after clinching
wow.
NLCS.
Wow.
Yeah, the naturally luscious cinematographic sex scenes.
The
Yankees
have the best.
Okay.
Really? That's crazy.
That's what this says.
I guess because it's Aaron Judge. Interesting. interesting.
Judge.
I mean, it would be a pretty wild New York City scene if it's Mets-Yankees World Series.
That'd be cool.
Hasn't happened since 2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
It feels not that long ago.
It's 25 years ago.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, but it's a long time. I was rounding up. I mean, that's pretty rare for any two teams to meet up that often in the World Series,
And for them both to be from the same city.
Yeah, especially because, I mean, I guess whenever there's teams like the California teams are in the same division. Like the Mets are in the National League and the Yankees are in the American League. So they're in different, like, they don't play each other that often. Like we play the Phillies all the time. We play the Braves all the time because they're in our specific division. But there's like 2 leagues.
I always think baseball seems mean. It's like let those guys play catch.
What?
The whole game is like 2 guys are playing catch and one guy's there to ruin it with his bat. It's like fucking no
catch. Oh, you wanted that ball?
So it's like 2 guys are trying. They're absolutely like the best people at catch in the world, and the other guy's the best person at stopping people from playing catch.
Yeah, no, it is. That guy's just being like a big dickhead.
He's like fucking not on my watch.
And everyone in the outfield is just trying to get the ball back into the hands of the guys playing catch as quick as they
it's
can.
It's like 2 dudes are trying to bond, and he's like, I will not let you become friends.
Me and my 9 friends are going to make sure you guys bond tonight. Baseball is really funny because it's so old. It's such an old sport. And it's like evolved, but not really. Like it's pretty much the same rules. So you see so many old dudes that are like still recording the score, like they're writing down every pitch. It's like they're gonna put this online tomorrow. You don't have to.
It's probably happening live.
Yeah,
you can look at the score
and you can bet on it. Actually, like I mean, we've come a long way from people having to keep their own books to like tell what's good, but people still do it. And I mean, I guess you'd be more involved if you were required to follow every single pitch, ball, strike, whatever.
You know for sure you haven't missed any of the action when you write down everything that happens.
But you can't pee.
The rest of your life is probably not going great. But you were sure that you caught all the action.
I feel like if you're going to every baseball game to do that shit, you probably have already figured it out.
Figured life out?
Like you're retired.
Oh, I went the other way. I'm like, your life is terrible.
I'm thinking you just have money and you're satisfied and you just love baseball at that point.
But it's never, you see like the fans where they're like, they've been at every game since 1940 or whatever. They're never in good seats.
No, that's not true.
They're bleacher people usually.
Bleacher creatures. I guess it depends on the sport. If you went to every baseball home game, that would be crazy. Like there's 80 home games. Mm-hmm. That's too many baseball games to go to in a season. Half of them are like, not half, but a lot are like noon on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You gotta be a freak. Every football game though, every home football game, that's pretty normal. They're only like 7.
I guess so.
And they're once a week, like same day every week.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But everyone, because you know that, here's the thing with the people that make everyone. For sure, one time it's been like on their child's baptism.
No.
Like it's happened once where they're like, I'm picking between my daughter's wedding and a preseason game or the Jets or whatever.
In London. No. I mean, I guess there are those like super freaks that go to every single game no matter what. But I think realistically, like season tickets to the Giants, I know people that go to pretty much every game, every home game, and I mean they're normal as fuck. It's like every week and a half. Baseball, when you get season tickets to baseball, you don't get usually like every single game. You get like half or something.
You know, my tickets. First girlfriend, Julia G, had her family had season tickets.
To what, man?
The Yankees. We went to a bunch of Yankee games.
I mean, that's the thing. You go to a lot, but you give away a ton. You cannot go to every game.
Yeah,
it's literally impossible.
Yeah.
They'll play like 4 days in a row, Tuesday to Thursday. Just at a Friday. But, I mean, I went to 10 Mets games this year. 11. Pretty good.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what a good... I just didn't have. So like I understand. I
You're
think
British. They
no,
don't give
well,
a shit.
well, hang
you
on.
didn't get soccer because
Hang
no
on.
one's good at soccer in your family. So you guys just wanted to like run around.
Well, what
on
I was gonna
fields
say
and
is,
row
like,
boats. No, I'm.
You
talking.
don't even know what I was going to say.
Yeah. All the sports you guys did were lame little, not lame, but not team sports. You didn't play any team sports. I guess
Rowing is the ultimate team sport.
Yeah,
Way more than any other sport.
It's rowing. It's like
If one person
team
is
exercise.
slightly out of sync with everyone else.
It's a team exercise.
No, it's sport.
Yes, it's a race.
It's a race. Yeah.
Racing isn't like a spectator sport.
Half of baseball is racing. You're racing the ball to a plate.
Not really, though. There's like
Yes.
and defense. That's what I'm thinking with the sport.
You are in a race with the ball to get to the plate.
But there's a play. It's not just a straight up race.
There's a play when you're navigating the bends of the Charles River, and you've got to figure out to take the inside or the outside, and if your crew can push
really
just hard
fun
enough
for the
to
fans.
get back.
4,000 miles away.
Are you really going to argue that baseball is the spectator
I would say
sport?
that baseball is so much more fun than going to a
So
rowing.
here's what happened. You can't bet on rowing anymore. When you could, it was huge. It used to be the case, dude, where rowing races would be you row 2,000 meters out and then do a sharp turn around a loop and come back, and you could bet on it. And they would set up whole train tracks along the sides so that you
for
could
gambling addicts.
so you could follow the whole race.
That's what
No, it was a big event, and you could follow the whole race.
If your argument is that as soon as you can't bet on it, it lost faith. I don't think they were loving it for the action. They wanted the actual
money. You don't
money.
think baseball would take a monster hit if you couldn't bet on it anymore?
I mean, you couldn't bet on baseball at the stadium for the longest time.
Bookies always provided.
Sure, but it's like now you could bet on anything at any moment, and it's the same. Like it's not like it got bumped up because you can.
But
bet
the point
more.
is, people enjoyed watching it,
I mean, like,
and the crashes are possible.
sure, but not really. Like you can't even tell me.
I
didn't bet on baseball until I was an adult, and I still loved baseball more than.
I don't think that rowing is a good spectator sport.
It's awful.
But I don't think it's any worse than baseball.
It's so much worse than baseball, dude. We went to see you row.
Why?
It was sick for like 10 seconds.
Because the trains weren't set up, dude. You need the trains.
That's a ridiculous request.
You need the
that
trains
everyone's on a
to
train
really get
following
it.
you down. Like that is a horrible take. Baseball is. At least you could see everyone that's in the game at one time. You don't have to run across the fucking Philadelphia River. Yeah, I think that's a easy take. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a track race being at least more entertaining because they are.
It is one of those
within
things.
vision.
Well, I think rowing is a little like golf. Like if you don't do it, I see that. But if you do it, it's actually very enjoyable to watch.
But like,
especially the head races, the long races.
I'll give you that. Like golf would be pretty similar to if you didn't care.
Like if you'd never played golf, it's hard to watch because you really don't appreciate what they're doing.
But at least, I don't know, like rowing on TV, as someone who doesn't watch anything, I feel like golf would at least be a little more entertaining than rowing on TV.
I don't think so.
It's just them doing the same shit.
Yeah, but you get
especially on
you
TV.
get the perfect view of their bows. You get to see who's leading. This guy's pushing. He's from the back. He's speeding up. They're really
I
going.
guess in like that idea of like
a
head-to-head situation.
And it's like a 7-minute burst of action, and then it's over, and then it's like okay.
But
we wait
if
for the
you
next
showed someone a hole-in-one, they're gonna understand that that's sick.
Not if they've never played golf. I really don't think they appreciate how hard that is.
You don't have to play golf to understand like how cool a hole-in-one is, just because then you see everyone else getting excited.
Yeah, you can see. I see that they are excited, and but like you won't feel that excitement.
Even like a half-court basketball shot would be exciting for.
But I think that's more relatable. Because everyone has thrown a ball with their hands.
I think people
and they understand. No. I really don't think so. Because like, for basketball, everyone's thrown a ball with their hands, and they appreciate how difficult it can be to be that specific to put it into a little hoop. Not everyone has swung a golf club and appreciates how hard that is. I agree with you there,
but I think that people understand that hole-in-one is like one of the most sought-after things in like any sport. Like if you were to say like what's the most sought-after personal sport achievement, a hole-in-one is like one of those weird like things that people who golf all the time don't get. And I know that's something that we know, but I also would just argue that someone who doesn't know golf, no, like you tell someone you get a hole-in-one, they're still going to be like, oh shit, like fuck yeah, like that's cool.
if they had never heard of golf, they would have to be like, that's
Well,
impressive.
who's
right?
never heard of golf?
You know, like there are loads of people. Not never heard, but they know it's
There's
a sport.
definitely more people that haven't heard of rowing than golf.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I 100%.
Because rowing is also like canoes. Like they've heard of rowing.
Okay, crew. Specifically crew.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely golf is more. Golf is like the oldest sport.
What?
It's one of the oldest.
Rowing is older than golf. Especially in America. The first intercollegiate sport in America was golf. Was rowing, I mean. I almost fucked up. Oh, shit,
Well,
dude.
I'm not talking about America. Golf.
Yeah.
What's older, golf or regattas?
Well, if you're going to use that terminology, regattas. When was golf invented? The 15th century. So they say let's say 1457. Okay. The earliest written records of golf in Scotland are from 1457.
That's pretty fucking old. When was rowing invented? Or crew invented?
1430 BCE.
Wow.
So, I mean,
that could be misconstrued.
Yeah. Just, 2,000 years
I
off.
think that makes it even more boring. 14. What?
That's rowing, dude. Modern
the sport of
sport,
crew.
London 1700s.
Okay, so
here.
golf is older. That makes more sense.
It depends on...
What?
Because the rowing they were doing in ancient Egypt was as similar to crew as golf in 1470 is to golf now. The rules were different. Everything was different.
But they weren't racing and rowing. They were just getting around.
100%. Dude, the moment you realize boats were a thing, you're racing. Everyone was racing. Come on.
No.
Are you kidding me? We're two cavemen. We just figured out boats. And we're like... Holy shit.
I think it's probably a little
you
more
don't think
like
the
an
next
elitist.
thing is like who's fastest to get across?
I think they're like, shit, dude, we got to use this for the greater good.
Oh, yeah.
They were pure.
They're like, this is huge. We need to ferry people to the hospital. That's not at all. They were like, who's faster and can we kill people with this? That is their first two thoughts.
I think the first thought was really your second thought. Can we kill? Like, how can we hunt? They don't care about racing. They're cavemen.
That happens so naturally. Of course they do. Dude, running races is the oldest actual sport.
Yes, we talked about that. Was like our first podcast.
Yeah, that was our first podcast. And so, of course, you think they're not going to take that to to rowing? Or they're like, sure, we race on foot, but rowing is strictly...
But like ball in a
We're
ball.
all a tie when it comes to rowing.
1700s, 1456, I don't know. You tell me.
1430 BC.
It's just rowing. We said crew.
Well, rowing then is as similar to crew now as golf then is to golf now. You have your cadet.
That
You have
sounds like
cadet. You have cadets tending to you while you're golfing. You have a four caddy. Like you don't have
Basically.
anything.
It's the same.
No, it's not the same.
It's basically the same.
Oh my god, dude.
The rules of
We're
golf
looking
haven't
up.
changed much.
The rules of golf. How much?
They haven't, dude. They're pretty much the same.
Well, the rules of rowing are pretty much the same. First
They didn't
person
have
there.
rules, is what I'm saying. They didn't have rules.
The rules of a race are first person to get to a spot.
No, there's like weight limits now and all this bullshit.
Okay.
Like you have
The golf rules have changed as much as that.
No,
for
disagree.
sure.
They're the same rules basically. Get the ball in the hole as many strokes as
Now
possible.
are you a woman? Are you a man?
The rule was always
women leagues in 1470.
the women were always welcome to play in 1456 if they were able to
No, they
speak
were not.
and
except
get
for that
clubs.
one French princess. The rules of golf have changed significantly over time.
I mean, that's
They're
like,
still changing them now in 2023.
those are like little rules, like the pure rules. Haven't changed.
The pure rules of a race. This is everything you say applies to rowing.
No, because they weren't specifying that it was a race.
Rules
A
of
team race.
golf.
Yeah, give me
The
the original 13 rules. It's probably going to be
of
like...
golf. You must tee your ball within a club length of the hole. All right, so golf started as mini golf. What is that rule? So you tee your ball within a club length. What? The teeing ground is the starting area for the hole to
basically
be
saying
played.
you're
It's a
the tee
rectangular
box.
area, 2 clubs in depth, In front,
Huh. Sounds like the tee box.
the front and the sides of which are defined by the outer limits of 2 tee markers.
Interesting. The tee box? You're
The
describing?
ball outside of the teeing
He's
ground.
describing the tee box.
But it says of the hole. Is the hole on the tee box?
All right, that was like...
Oh, is that a typo? The
No,
length
they
of,
mean the hole, like the start of the hole.
This says the hole.
The start of the hole. Like the
So
hole.
you think it's a typo.
You're thinking
So you think
hole-
first rule is typo.
You're thinking too analytically. Hole as in like hole. It's like the hole is in like the start of the hole.
Within a club's length of the hole is such a
So, like,
specific sentence.
The hole starts right here. And
Okay.
there's tee markers. And like
So you're saying
within
a club length
of this hole.
of the whole hole.
Yes.
So they could have a club length anywhere as long as they're within a club length of the
Doesn't
hole
it
they're
say
playing on.
specifically the definition right there?
This says current. This is different.
But anyway, with that, man. Go on. Next rule.
Okay. Your tee must be upon the ground.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You are not to change the ball, which you strike off the tee.
These all sound pretty normal to me.
You can change the ball.
No, you're not allowed to.
Switch your ball.
No.
You are not allowed. You are
Not
not to
until after the
remove.
hole.
You are not to remove stones, bones, or any break club for the sake of playing your ball.
Very true.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bones in modern golf.
If they were there, you couldn't move them.
They wouldn't move. If there were human remains on the green, they would
have
not
hoped
move
that
them.
on the green. That's
Anywhere on the hole, they find human remains. They're leaving them.
well, that's groundskeeper's job to take care of
That's true.
before the round starts.
Okay, but I'm a golfer. I hit it. It lands in the belly button of a corpse. Do I play it as it lies?
As it lies.
In 2023
2024.
24 golf.
And maybe last year they changed that rule.
I like that. If your ball comes among water or any watery filth, you are at liberty to take your ball and bring it behind the hazard and teeing it. You may play it with any club and allow your adversary a stroke for so getting your ball.
Yeah, 1-stroke penalty for going in the shits. Sounds pretty like, yeah, let's just print these out and go golfing tomorrow. We'll be fine. Oh, you're skipping rules? Is that what I see?
I'm just reading. There's too many. We can't do it. I can play every single one here. And even so, the fact remains there are 13 rules in this first version of golf. How many current rules are there?
Well, they're like
1,000?
subsections of
Well,
each of these rules.
that is the same thing for rowing.
It's just making it more specific.
The basic rule is you start in the same spot, and the end spot is you agree
But
upon the end spot.
it wasn't a race. It wasn't like two guys were like, let's race. That doesn't make it a
Yeah.
sport. It doesn't make it a sport.
That makes it a sport.
Let's play rock, paper, scissors. Are we playing a sport? No.
Yes.
That's rock, paper, scissors is a sport.
As much as it's a game,
Is golf a game or a sport?
sport involves physicality. Same way rowing does. Rowing involves physicality, like your physical abilities.
It just feels like they didn't make it a sport until they started saying this isn't a race.
Do you want to Google when the first boat races were? Is that what we're doing?
Well, boat races and crew are different. Huh. Yeah,
No,
let's Google it. Let's Google it.
This is the boat race.
Wait, what's the fucking boat race?
The boat race is a very famous
How about you
regatta.
Google which
in
is
England.
older, crew or golf? And then we can go on to jokes because we're over an hour. Older, crew or golf? Bang!
No, this is a cabin crew for airlines. They don't know what they're talking. AI is really fucking this one up.
I don't know.
It says airlines typically have age restrictions.
All right, let's go on to jokes on that note. Wait, a lot. Mic stand.
The history of rowing dates back to the BC era.
With the earliest what? What was it saying?
Did Romans have boat races? Battle.
Battles. That sounds different than a race.
Dude, I'm telling you. You know I'm right, and you'd refuse to give it to me.
I don't know, man.
The moment they were able to row.
That's not what we would do.
It was races.
We'd be better.
All right.
Mike Stan wrote this in pencil.
Yeah, Mike Stand is he's going backwards in terms of technology. Today I learned that while it's called lip gloss, you can apply that on anything you like.
Sexy. Jesus. My father said I needed a proper outlet for my aggression. So he gave me a fork and told me to use the next one on the couch.
The one next to the couch. Fuck.
Okay, let me.
Did I write it wrong?
Proper outlet for my aggression. So he gave me a fork and told me to use the one next to the couch.
It's an outlet.
Oh.
Yeah. Give it another go.
Yeah. My father said I needed a proper outlet for my aggression. So he gave me a fork and told me to use the one next to the couch.
See, that's fun. That's like an emo. Emo Phillips did jokes like that.
Who?
Emo Phillips.
Oh.
It's the comic I was telling you. Must suck to be a ghostwriter. Not only are you dead, but your unfinished business is somebody else's book.
Saw that one on Twitter.
I tweeted it. Oh, okay. I thought you were accusing me of taking it from Twitter.
Dumbass.
I wasn't sure.
Saw it on Twitter yesterday at 8:12.
When I thought of it.
You know, it must suck to live in an igloo.
Why?
Because every time you get a good weather report, you got to go build another fucking house.
What a bummer.
Every time. Everyone's pumped. You're like, God damn it.
You had a sunny day. It's like the Great Fire of
My
London.
living room is melting.
You like the old people be like, I remember the good weather of 1994.
72 and sunny.
Oh, the horror. I grew up in a tough neighborhood. When I was young, Trick or Treat was just the name of that pimp that carried around pastries.
That's funny. Speaking of pastries, I have a donut for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got some.
Awesome.
The Mets won, so I bought donuts for the office today.
Cool.
Yeah, just.
Well, let's hear your some of the other ones Mike Stan wrote.
I don't know if Mike likes these jokes that much. We'll try them though. So my uncle was arrested for impersonating an officer over the weekend.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's pretty sad and it sucks, but he did warn me that he was really serious about his role playing. So I guess he would consider it a win, you know? Like he was really delivering that good cop, bad cop sexual role play.
You gotta just say that one again for me.
I don't think I do, actually. I actually don't think it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think it's funny. I think it's a bad...
all right.
Maybe
let's hear the next one. Mike Stan, I think he had a stroke
He was
recently.
This one's actually a true story. I watched a homeless person come into the grocery store today, rip a beer, just cracked it open, ripped it right there, finished it, left the can right there on the shelf, and then left. And the grocery store employees were confused. I was kind of confused. But it was honestly the perfect crime, except he left, like, the only fucking 10 cents. Like, you could have collected the can at the very least. It's kind of hilarious to just get the fucking beer.
You could have cashed in on
Yeah, like, it could have been
beer.
a true heist, but...
Dude, that is so... especially if you're homeless, why is that... All your meals should just be you go into the supermarket and
just
eat it and then leave.
You want to see the video of this guy doing it?
I saw your Snapchat.
It was kind of ridiculous.
That was nuts. That was crazy.
And it was an IPA.
I said,
Like a 7%
he knew
tall
it.
boy.
He knew what he wanted.
Dude, he drank it in 12 seconds. And then he did like a... And then finished the game.
He's like, I gotta do this.
I heard the employees saying that they either arrested him or had him removed this morning. She was like, he came back in a different shirt.
He's got a drinking jacket he puts on to go.
Good for him.
All right, nice.
That's the Moose Lounge?
That's the Moose Lounge.
Dude, those were some smooth rhymes.
And good times.
Good times here at the Moose Lounge. Thank you!